Welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nick Cameron, the only person still writing on the Glacially Musical blog, which has no articles being published. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I am joined by the barnacle that won't go away, the stain that I just can't magic eraser out, not that I'm trying, Don DeLuger, who always shoots straight, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, hero to southern San Francisco, which I don't even know if that's a thing.
There is now.
Shut up, Don. Keefy! How we doing today, buddies?
I'm back.
Good.
I'm better. Thanks for holding down the fort without me and doing a horrible record. You guys did a nice job on that horrendous fucking album.
Masterpiece.
I will never listen to it again, but I'm glad I listened to the podcast of the two of you twice, by the way.
Twice.
I actually listened to it a whole time through it. I listened to the album actually just this morning,
That's
just to kind of get in with clear ears. And we had, it's fucking great.
All right.
Fantastic.
Everybody, thank you for joining us. Of course, Nick, co-host Keefy, substitute co-host the barnacle that won't leave, Don.
Also known as the cum stain on Keith's Meshuggah shirt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, wow.
How did you know it was a Meshuggah shirt?
This was off the rails before.
Do I?
You guessed correctly.
This was off the rails before we hit record, so obviously nobody's going to straighten up and fly right for the show. Thank you for joining us. Here's how we do. Greeting, beer check, vinyl check, news check, shirt check. Meat of the day this week, we are cashing in on Metallica Garage Incorporated. The Glacially Musical beer of the week is a New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. It has got some bold-ass hops and a 9% ABV. Finger fudge pour. You hear that? A little sloppy. You gotta be a little sloppy. What you got, Don?
That's how I like it. I like it sloppy. All right. So I've got my Pink Floyd Division Bell pint glass. And
my favorite non-Roger Pink Floyd record.
Mine too. Absolutely.
There's only 3.
Well, but that was definitely my favorite.
And one of them is a fart.
I've got one. Which one would that be?
Endless River.
Oh, did you ever see hear the bootlegged, was it Forever and Ever? Where somebody basically combined the two and put all the...
Sir, do you see the cat, the innocent cat behind me? We don't play bootlegs or illegal copies, counterfeits, pros and cons of New York in front of Goose.
Imports.
Yeah, I'll play imports.
Cheers on this.
Hang on, wait for Keefy.
Let's get for Keefy going on here. All right, Keef. What are you raw dogging
ghost
today?
on the ceiling is Goose looking at, by the way? Goose is like looking into space like something horrible is about to come down.
I didn't want to say anything, but that
Lovecraft's Cthulhu fucking monster's about to eat Nick's brain. I have a Liquid Death.
Good Lord, make me stupider so I'll be happy.
I know. Liquid Death in a Liquid Death koozie. Cheers, fuckers.
Third of your
All
merch.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Cheers. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, I'm going to get drunk on this stuff. All righty. So, vinyl check, if you don't mind, since I always go first, I'm going to continue doing that.
As you should.
This week, I'm going to discuss my ex-wife, if you don't mind. My ex-wife...
On a very special episode of the Glacially Musical Podcast.
My ex-wife hated Bachman Turner Overdrive because she worked at Office Depot, and they played Taking Care of Business 24/7. So she convinced me I don't like Bachman Turner Overdrive. But you know what? Fuck that. Bachman Turner Overdrive is pretty fucking cool. This one's called Four Wheel Drive for reasons I don't understand. It's got the Maple leaf. And
what's your fucking damage with the pole and the Depot? Like, are you Canadian now?
Eat your own butt. Got this for $3.
Wow.
It is a false gatefold. Even though this came out of the bargain bin, I still put it in a sleeve.
So what do you mean by false gatefold?
It's only one record. One record gatefold is a false gatefold.
You didn't hear a couple of weeks ago, Don, on the pod, the last pod I did with you two weeks ago, where you were like, this, you did your vinyl check and you're like, it's a double gatefold, but the lyrics are inside, which I think is really cool. And Nick just said, you didn't hear it because you were talking and Nick talked over you, but Nick said, abomination. Like, he's like, I get it, I respect it, but also like, let the man have his check. And if he likes something, don't yuck his yum.
I am a 49-year-old Gen X white male. If I don't like something, no one should like it. Isn't that how this works?
Is the only one I hear because I'm talking, Nick.
This is why we are friends. And God damn it, I still hate the fucking Eagles.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to point out, while I was being scolded for not respecting the check,
we didn't respect your check.
Both of you motherfuckers.
Disrespect. Disrespect.
Disrespect the check. Disrespect the check.
This is a future. We'll make a song to plug in for every occasion. For every check, we'll have a song.
We have a band now.
Okay, shut up. Because I'm that guy, I had to upgrade my pressing of Led Zeppelin 2.
Oh God.
To what? Like, what did you upgrade it from?
Upgraded from the 180 re-release, the last Jimmy Page remaster. If you look closely, this one has a gold record award-winning sticker on it. So this is probably a second or third press. I don't know exactly. But you know what? I just don't think it's right to have... This gatefold is not an abomination because it's Led Zeppelin.
He's like God. He makes exceptions.
For Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, for Led Zeppelin. All right. I'll let that one go.
Is that it, Nick, for you?
I am done. I'm muted, so you didn't get
Don,
the crinkles.
you're number 2.
Now you get the crinkles since you asked for them.
Motherfucker. Don, go ahead. You're next.
All right. So I have one purchase and then one obsession for the week. So Nick's going to love this one because this is a fake gatefold. I literally stumbled upon this in a used record store here, and it's a Swedish, like, garage / psych rock band. They're called Gaisoline. And I don't know if you can check out this cover. It's badass.
It looks like a fucking stoned ass Goofy or stoned ass Pluto who just gained sentience. He looked in a mirror, saw himself, and went, "Why not me?"
This right here
I'm going to the car hop. This
right here is what I like to call a hero. Okay, so and fantastic, and it's great, and it's all in Swedish though, so there's nothing is sung. But look at these dudes; they just like me. They look like they know how to throw down.
That is a Swedish James Hetfield on the back.
Dude, I actually thought it was Brian Toller. Look at that. Doesn't that look like him right off the bat?
It was a young Nico McBrain.
Looks like a very old KK Downing on there too.
And then, of course, the gatefold, being a fake, it has the record. I mean, it has the lyrics. And here's where it actually gets really good, was that I reached in, as I always do, to try to see what I could find in the record. And someone on this very browned paper had taken the time back in the day, evidently, to translate the lyrics into English by hand.
I have that beat on the copy of Wish You Were Here I bought for my daughter. It came with a note from an ex-girlfriend about how she was trying to get you back. Like a stalker ex-girlfriend note written on the sleeve.
Really?
And we were both like, "Oh my God, that is so awesome."
See, I love stuff like this because this is why, like, I don't always go for like the and it's, of course, it's just a typical regular black vinyl, but oddly enough, it's on CBS, which is interesting. So I didn't know if CBS was
Fender Stratocaster pre-CBS buyout.
Yes, whatever that means.
File down the nut and break the bridge out to low E.
I don't want to hear about.
I love this woman
Filing down the nuts.
But,
you know that movie is 100% Canadian? It's completely Canadian coded. I only learned that recently.
Mike Myers is Canadian.
Because he's Canadian, yeah.
Stan Mikita's, that's actually Tim Hortons.
From Canada.
Wayne Campbell was a character he had in Canada. Wayne for Wayne Gretzky, obviously, and Campbell was the 4th most popular surname. Anyway, Don.
Apparently, the coffee talk woman, Linda Richmond, who I channel often on this show, is based on his mother-in-law.
So
I don't know how she feels about that.
this is what I thought I'd share with you guys. This is incredible. You were talking about leaving notes. This was at the end of the translations. And what it says is, to the lucky owner of this record, not all of the songs have been translated yet. I will mail them later. I hope the translations will help you to understand the songs better, although it is nonsense in Danish.
That person is so dead right now.
And it says, love, Virgil.
Virgil? I was hoping it was going to be like Bjorn or...
Well,
what's
I know,
a good Danish
like,
name? I don't even... Lars or something? I don't know.
Lars, probably, or like, I don't know, like Sam, something like that. But anyway, great album, by the way.
At least it's not Joe Everyman.
Yeah, that too. And then my obsession for the week was the Serpentent album, which is absolutely amazing. Ancient
Serpentor from G.I. Joe.
Whoa! Dude, I actually
show me a Pepsi.
I actually said that when I first got the press release for this thing. But anyway, she's a great dark kind of folk singer songwriter out of Seattle. Incredible stuff. Keith, if you haven't heard this, you would absolutely love it. It's right up there, kind of like with Anna von Haaswolf, like a much darker Marissa Nadler. So anyway, those are my.
I can only get so erect.
Hey, you know what though? This album.
Look, steal your own lines, okay?
Sorry.
Do not try to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen.
That's totally fair.
Are we just gonna have to start copywriting our lines now? Is this where we've gotten?
Nick has also done this sin before. All right, Don, good check. Here's my check. If anybody was watching, I missed our podcast last week. I skipped my live stream last week. I didn't do any other live streams because I was in bed the entire week. I did nothing. I still have 3,000 unread emails, but that's down from 6,000. Thank God. Thank you, Carlin. And so 2 weeks ago, though, on my show, I must have already been coming down with something because I did a vinyl check on that show of some things I had never checked before. And then I had the camera off while I was checking the vinyl and describing them. And I meant to go back in and do like a social media unboxing, and I didn't do that either. So I'm going to take the better one of those two and do one of them today because it's from the same era. This is The Night They Came Home by Faith No More, Mr. Bungle. Sorry, Faith No More Adjacent. Mr. Bungle is a live album they did, a live stream they did in 2021 during the plague. The live stream was very hilarious and fun and featured Buzz from the Melvins and Henry Rollins goofing on Mr. Bungle. And this thing comes with a poster and this gorgeous, I don't know what you call this, guys. It's a green mergy. I don't know what this is.
Let me get a look on it. That is a green swirl.
Green swirl. A translucent green swirl. I think you can.
That's a gorgeous record, though.
You can almost see through it. And it's got a little bit of yellow or gold.
Oh, that's Kiss Hot in the Shade Slime.
Oh, that is pretty. I
These
like that.
Anything I like. Kiss anything.
Why Kiss had green slime at Hot in the Shade? I don't know, but they did.
Did they have green slime at Hot in the Shade?
Yeah, on the sides of the stage, they had like sewer tubes with green slime.
Oh, I remember that because it was part of that whole like.
Yeah, like Nickelodeon. Like you can't do that on television shit.
Because they had that. That was the big Sphinx thing. Yes.
Here's the insert from their poster from The Night They Came Home live stream, and here's the back cover with the press photo of the band. As you can see, got Ian, Dave Lombardo, Trevor Dunn, Patton. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. And then another live record to keep the theme going. Also a 2024 check, although this came out probably earlier. This is very notable. This is a double live album from two different concerts, side A and B. Helmet, live at CBGB's on side A, and live at the Big Day Out Melbourne, side B. And do you know why this is notable beside the fact that I love Helmet? I was at this fucking show.
Oh, no. Look at you. Can I do a cat check?
Sure.
This is Goose. Goose is really chubby.
Hey, Goose.
Hi, Goose.
Goose.
Helmet
Goose
doesn't
is pleasantly
really have
plump.
Helmet is great live. They don't really have a lot of live albums, I think. Probably none that aren't bootlegs. This was an official release. So here's the set list. intro. Impressionable, which was an early song. Murder, Your Head, Repetition, Sinatra, and Rumble. So these are all Strap It On songs. These are Strap It On and Meantime, pre-Meantime. And then Big Day Out Melbourne's 93. So now they've had Strap It On and Meantime. Ironhead, Better, Give It, Blacktop, Oven, Turned Out, and In the Meantime. And this is, probably the classic lineup of the band. There's an insert with some notes from Paige Hamilton about each show and a photo collage on the back. Pretty killer. And the standard black vinyl already in the mylar. I have played this. I will probably play it again later. But yeah, this is fucking rad. I love this fucking thing. It's a pristine black
standard
vinyl.
Standard black.
Standard black. And again, I don't want to brag, as you know. I am from New York City. And I played CBGBs. I went to many shows at CBGBs, and I played CBGBs many times. Both venues. They had the gallery downstairs, which is now John Varvatos' basement, and the CBGB's proper upstairs, which I played many audition nights and then graduated to weeknights and then eventually opening for bigger bands nationally in the late 90s and early aughts. The last show I ever saw there was actually a fundraiser for CBGBs when they looked like they were going to go out of business. They ended up going out of business. And I saw Life of Agony there with my dear friends from Queens and Brooklyn, Desolate opening, not the Desolate death metal band from upstate New York, but New York City's Desolate, which was kind of like a hardcore metal band. And that is my vinyl check, sirs.
All righty, let's move on into the news check. I'm going to hockey news. First one, of course, is the thing that the entire hockey world across the country has been talking about. The Blues set a franchise record with 12 wins.
Nope.
No, not that one. Okay. The real hockey news is Alexander Ovechkin did the unthinkable. And Wayne Gretzky has the record for holding the most records. It is no longer 42, by the way. It's come down a bit because some of his records are actually falling now. And
I just want to make a point that Epic Rap Battles of History did Tony Hawk versus Wayne Gretzky. And the final verse from Gretzky is like, between the two of us world records, we've got plenty of them. And between us, there's 184, and I've got 183 of them. I don't think he had 183, but I always thought that line was hilarious.
No, his number was 42. He held 42 NHL records at one time, which was the record for the most records. I hope to get the record for the most records too, but I want mine in vinyl. Anyway, so Ovechkin, not only did he pass Wayne Gretzky, he passed Wayne Gretzky sans controversy. In his career, he scored .895 in one less game than Wayne Gretzky scored .894. So all of the asterisks that have been put on to other things does not exist. Even though Ovechkin always played in the 82-game season and Gretzky did not, still one less game. And just going to point out, even if Wayne Gretzky had never scored a goal, if he had scored 0 NHL goals, he would still be the all-time points leader.
I think it's fair to say that Gretzky played on many championship and legendary teams. He had always had a good team around him, even in the dearth of bad times. He never had a terrible team he was on. Maybe a couple of losing seasons only in his whole career. So
the end with the Rangers, those were some pretty
was
shit.
Bad. Yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you how bad it was. But Ovechkin has been on horrible teams.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
been mediocre or worse most of his career. He does have a cup, right? One ring.
One cup.
So good for him. But
I've always
his career has been in the shitter, and he was the best player on terrible teams.
Right, and not only that, but he has been so amazingly consistent in goal scoring. Like how you put up, there an interview from 2016 has been making the rounds where they said, "Are you going to catch Gretzky?" And he said, "No, that's impossible. There's no way anybody's ever going to do that." And I think we all believed that. And then he, like Hank Aaron, he just kept going. He just never stopped. And Ovechkin never had that major post-30 drop-off. It should also be pointed out, Ovechkin came to the NHL 4 years later than Wayne Gretzky did. Wayne Gretzky was 18 years old as a rookie. Ovechkin was 22. So he's been able to play 4 more years of pro hockey. The first 4, of course, were in Russia. I'm sorry, 20. He was 20 when he came over. Gretzky was 18, so 2 more years. But he's older than Gretzky. Just truly, truly amazing. And I apologize because my cat's being a dick. I yield my time.
Please mute yourself if your cat is being a dick. Don, do you have any news?
Yeah. So, actually, I don't know that it's even really like huge breaking news, but Richie Kotzen recently just revealed that he was up for the guitar slot in Nine Inch Nails post Poison, and that he actually got all the way to like final rehearsals and everything. And then at the last minute, Trent Reznor cut him and said, I couldn't handle saying I have an ex-member of Poison in my band. So
Trent Reznor, musical genius, terrible songwriter. Next.
Yeah. Well, that good. And also,
incorrect assessment, but sure.
I'm on the fence with Nine Inch Nails and Trent. Sometimes I like what they do, and sometimes I just think it's kind of garbage.
It's a lot like Prince for me. I love Prince as a human. I love Prince as an author, but most of his music I just don't like.
That's how I feel about Dave Grohl.
That's how I feel about David Bowie as well. Yeah, Dave Grohl too. David Bowie too.
You are failing.
Like Dave Grohl, great guy. I'd get high with him. I'd go swimming with him. I'd go skinny dipping with him.
I want to eat his barbecue really bad.
I was just gonna say,
before you said barbecue, I heard B. It's not where I went.
This podcast just go NC-17.
Okay. Don, do you have any more news?
Yes, I do. John Schaeffer from Iced Earth. Insurrection out. Jesus in. Jesus is the only way that is absolutely clear to me now is what John Schaeffer says post being let out of jail and
you know what? I love Jesus very much, but he no help with curveball.
Okay, that was racist, by the way.
It's such a deep cut and so racist. I have no words.
That was
okay. The Blues have a statue of Joe Boo in their locker room right now. Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Talking about Major League or
no, Major League.
Okay. Please start prefacing your things before you do an accent. You're bad at them, and they definitely sound like you're clowning. You need to give your reference first sometimes.
Yeah.
So just I'm going to comment on I was going to do John Schaeffer. Now I don't have to. Did you watch the interview? He learned nothing from his incarceration and this entire ordeal. He learned he's not repentant. He's still fucking defending himself. He's still defending the Proud Boys. I gave them money. I wasn't really in them. They distanced themselves from him.
Yeah.
Because he's a snitch bitch. And, just because he got pardoned doesn't mean he can't be unpardoned later. So
to accept a pardon, one must admit guilt.
Yeah, correct.
So by accepting a pardon, you have to admit that
he already admitted guilt because he did a plea deal.
Did he plead? Okay.
Yeah, he did. And actually, Keefy, before you go out, not to cut you off, but one of the things that to kind of echo what you were just saying about how he did not have any kind of obviously he didn't get anything out of this experience at all.
No come to Jesus moment, apparently.
Well, he said he was a big Jesus person before, but I didn't really believe, and now I believe. I've been saved. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
They all do that. But what got me was the part of the interview where he starts talking about what it cost his family, how he'll never reclaim a big chunk of his life back, how it'll be hard and I'm just like, really? I'm like, dude, you hung out with people who broke into the Capitol and shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Like, what were you thinking that was going to happen?
I mean, I would like to shit on her desk, but I wouldn't, Again,
I would like to.
It was still a peaceful protest. I didn't really know what was happening. I watched the fucking thing.
It was a day
I didn't
of
really
love.
know what was happening. Why do you have bear mace on you? I always have bear mace on my belt. Okay.
I'm John Schaeffer, bitch.
Why did you guys bring weapons? Why did you bring tear gas? Why does this guy have 25 makeshift handcuffs? Why do you have a fucking gallows?
Why do I have wet dreams about eating Nancy Pelosi's barbecue?
Does she barbecue?
That was really going somewhere. I mean, I think her husband does grill. Anyway,
I'm smoking a chicken on Saturday.
I think Don is higher than he's ever been in his life today. Don, do you have any other news?
No more news from Don. Don's cut off.
No, I have no more.
Don's cut off. Keefy,
Shut up, Nick.
So, unbeknownst to
I have
Don,
no more news.
Don is on the planet Uranus today
with fudge.
Record Store Day is this Saturday. As you're listening to this,
it is.
Right, it is.
I got text. Hang on, I gotta text the kid.
We did the entire list, and there's not much there that I want except for maybe Rage Against the Machine live. I don't think it's going to be at the record store I'm going to go to, but I would really like to get Season to Risk has a new album coming out for Record Store Day.
Mm-hmm. I saw them with the Toadies and all once.
Yeah, they're back, and they have a brand new record. I need to send you this unboxing they did. The fucking sleeve glows in the dark, and I think the record does too.
Nah, that's badass.
Even if I don't I listen to the record. It's actually pretty good, but I really want the vinyl.
My child has liked my text letting her know that Record Store Day is Saturday.
Yeah, Record Store Day is this Saturday. It will be Record Store Day, Black Friday. We already did the list. There's not much there. There are some very good jazz records. Mingus, Thelonious Monk live, Bill Evans live. So those are things that I'm.
Do they have a Charlie Dingus record for Record Store Day this year?
Yeah, Roger Waters' Dark Side of the Moon Redux for Don on vinyl, LP live. Dark Side of the Moon live. Horrible. No one wants this.
No one wants it.
Thank you.
I want it.
Wait, we did this. Let's not do this again because it was
everybody Wang.
But I'm just saying we're not doing the list. I'm just mentioning the things that I would consider getting. It's not a good year, yeah. And I don't need all these lives, and I don't need another Ramones live record. I'm gonna behave myself and not get it.
They do 4 Ramones live records for every Record Store Day per annum.
And Eternal Idol by Black Sabbath, which
and it's probably the same concert they recorded bunches of times that they just remix and switch the order.
Or every show on the tour sounds the same.
I didn't get sent any records this Record Store Day, and I'm not going to try to say, even though I saw my other news check is the 2 concerts I went to. But one minor bit, Kirk Hammett is putting out a book. Gibson has a publishing arm. They did a book for Slash and all his Gibson whole guitar collection, photographed beautifully. There's a Kirk Hammett coffee table book coming out. I asked.
That smells expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, it smells very expensive, actually.
There's not even a pre-order. They just released it. It's out now because they know Metallica is going to just sell.
About what? $150?
Photos. I don't know. Photos by Ross Halfin. I could look it up. Hold on. I had it.
I'll look it up. You talk.
And actually, I'm very insulted that you guys did not acknowledge Beast from the East is being released. I am so excited about that. It's insane.
Okay.
Right. Even though I have an OG copy. You know,
just for the record, called it like a sack of Mo fudge and potatoes. $150.
Really? Oh, they're
not $150.
There's supposed to be a discount version, though. I think that's the box set.
No,
like some special box set with
this book, this standard book.
Just the book is $150. Fuck me.
I'm looking at Metallica.com.
Fucking crazy.
Okay, the Kirk Hammett book, though, coffee table book.
Yeah, $150. I'm sorry, not $150. $149.99.
Yeah, no.
Plus $32.
But anyway, it's coming out. It does look nice. I don't think they're going to send me one, but I asked.
I'd like one, but I'm not $150.
I asked to interview Kirk also. I will probably not get to. So I saw 2 concerts. I was in bed all week. I did the thing I never do. I listened to my body. I did no work. I did nothing. I just vanished from society and laid in a sick bed. I went to urgent care on Tuesday for a few hours. Other than that, bed. So I felt like 25% better on Friday. I felt like 30% better than that on Saturday. So at like 80% Keefy, I went to go see Machine Head, In Flames, Lacuna Coil, and Unearth at the Fox Theater in Oakland. Review and photos coming soon from myself.
Unearth is on the Aqua Teen Hunger Force colon movie film for theaters soundtrack.
Yes, they are. They're great.
How was Lacuna Coil?
Fantastic. And they played, they had kind of warned me when I interviewed Andrea last month or a month and a half ago that they were going to play a particularly heavy set. Their new record is specifically very heavy. because they just did like a 20th anniversary of the band for Comalize or
Oh,
Comalize.
yeah.
They've been like in that headspace where they were trying to be groovy and heavy again. The mix was very bad for them. I don't know why. You couldn't hear Andrea for the first whole song or so. And then Christina hit a note like at the top of her range for the first song. And I was like, wow, she just shot like 2 octaves straight to a note. And I was like, they're so professional and so good. They have a little bit of a different band dynamic now. They have kind of a couple of new players the last time since I've seen them before the pandemic. They were killer. In Flames was fucking great. They played some old school.
Never seen them.
That's a shame. They played some old school shit from the 90s. I was hella surprised by. And, it's basically just Bjorn, Gillot, and Anders Fridden, who are the mainstays of the band. And now they have kind of Chris Broderick on lead guitar. It's kind of a waste for him to be in that band, but okay.
They have Chris Broderick?
They have Chris Broderick on guitar.
God.
A lot of this.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good and smiling and flexing his muscles while he solos. Because he's vegan and healthy and handsome. He's painfully handsome.
He's a good-looking man.
He's about to leave. Hair. He's about to leave, so I'm going to give a cat check. This is Roy.
All right, okay, Roy.
Bye.
Roy's done.
Bye, Roy. I like Roy so far the best. No, actually, I liked the other one because he had the very mysterious stare at the ceiling.
At Nick's house. Yeah,
you have never met Roy. You've never met Roy.
I didn't meet Roy.
No, we got Roy a month after you were here.
Son of a bitch. You lied.
Sorry. No, I did not lie. What the fuck?
Or maybe that was the other Roy.
Finish your goddamn news. Mute
name all your cats
finish
Roy.
Your news.
In Flames was awesome. They also have Liam from Dillinger Escape playing on bass and Tanner Wayne, an incredible drummer, on drums. So great. In Flames mowing along. Record out a year ago. Killer set from them. And then Machine Head closed, and they were fantastic. They played like an hour and a half. They are not doing the evening with anymore, obviously. There was a decade where they didn't play with anyone. They just did an evening with by themselves and no festivals or anything. Now they're back headlining festivals and doing tours. I will say their new album's about to come out. It was the Ghost Call Album of the Year for 2022 or 2023. And I think 22. And I would say the new material is pretty good, but it's not as great as the last album stuff. I think I haven't heard the whole record yet, but so far the couple of singles are good. One is excellent, but like I think they're not quite at that peak. And then they played a whole bunch of classic shit. Band is killer. Great job, Machine Head. Still using kind of the AI videos and visuals that I wasn't crazy about, but they did have a lot of smoke and good lighting. And although they were all using the same lighting rig in different configurations, and it was kind of backlighting the band. So I'm interested to see what the photos look like because there was a lot of darkness on the band themselves. Then last night I saw Meshuggah, Cannibal Corpse, and Carcass, and I sent messages to Don. And
you saw Nick. Because Nick is Carcass.
Nick is Nick Carcass Cameron.
There he is.
Jeff Walker has shaved off all his hair and kind of looks like Nick now.
No.
But he's not pudgy anymore, so.
So he doesn't look like me.
A little.
It's one way or the okay. In fairness, Jeff Walker looks like my father at age 49.
Interesting.
If he had long hair.
Yeah, a lot of straight up this bass action as a lead singer. I would find difficult as a bassist that sings, but or a former bassist,
especially with long hair.
Can either of you remember when Carcass headlined a tour last? Because honestly, I think the last bunch of times I've seen them, they're opening.
Last time I saw them was touring with Deaf Haven.
Deaf Haven, yeah.
Whatever, I don't care.
Whatever. Deaf Haven.
Was that
2018-ish?
Yeah. Okay. I
Holy
don't
shit,
remember the name of the album,
ago.
but it was the one that had the big circle of
No, it was Sunbather.
Oh, that's longer.
That's the one I remember.
That's what Deaf Haven was, or Deaf Haven. That's what they were touring.
It was the end of the Sunbather tour.
Yeah, it was the end of the Sunbather tour.
So I think Carcass
well before the new Carcass record, which I don't even remember the name of.
Right, a lot of bands have been doing opening or co-headlining to not take the burden of having to open. So for Carcass, this is a great tour to be on. It's all professional trucks and tour buses come out and play 30 minutes. They played like 30 minutes.
That's all they. Okay, I'm glad I did not buy tickets then.
Very little talking. It was an expensive ticket. I think it was like a $50 or $60 or $70 ticket to see these three bands that normally headline by themselves. Now, Cannibal Corpse was the real surprise. I have seen Cannibal Corpse headline and open. I saw them headline like a year ago.
Just for the record, that should be a $50 ticket tops, in my opinion.
The cost of everything.
I know.
Brian Fair, right? We were talking about Brian Fair went on a thing that Don pointed out that was also sent to me that I also saw, where he was like, tours and tickets are going to just keep going up and up and up. It's expensive to tour. The tours are unsuccessful. Tours are going to get canceled. And if you're doing a Ticketmaster tour, you have to offset the merch cut and you have to offset the venue takes money from the band before they ever get their own cut of the money for that day.
It's like I was saying a couple of weeks ago. We're going to see a really shitty tour year.
Maybe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I guess, did you guys see? I can't believe I forget the guy's name because I love him. The singer for Shadow Falls.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Brian Fair.
Brian Fair. Yes, and he was talking about the tariffs and how they are going to really negatively affect touring bands. Yeah. And then,
but also we have been talking on the show, Don, unbeknownst to you, that last year from 2023 to 24. Visas to come into America went up 20%. Guess how much they went up this year additionally? Another 25%. So it is now double expensive from a year and a half ago to get into America from Europe or South America to play here. So it's not only that we're going to have a bad touring year, we're not going to have a lot of international acts anymore.
No,
they haven't already paid for their visas for 2025.
Well, the Ace Frehley tour is hitting the shitter, but I mean that's no surprise.
Fuck Ace Frehley. No, actually, supposedly he sold out in New York City. He did very well. But anyway, just listen.
Yeah, New York City, shocker among shockers.
It's looking pretty grim. And you were talking about the whole visa situation, Keith. Is that like I can't name names, but I've talked to easily three friends of mine who are
inside information.
Three good friends of mine who are very good friends of mine who are in reputable bands from Europe said they will not even come to the States, period.
Yeah. Like a lot of bands are saying like, we have no plans to ever come to America. Stop asking.
No, actually, I can say this because it's known, but Graveyard is not even touring the States for their new album, Unsaid Beautiful Future. They're about to go into the studio and make another record. This will be the first.
Cadaver has a new record out and they're not coming here.
This is going to be the first for both of those bands. Yeah. This is the first time for both of those bands that they will not tour the States on an album cycle.
Maybe Opeth will bring them over. Can I finish my?
Please do. Please do.
So really quickly, Cannibal Corpse, fantastic, but a very short set by my estimation, 35 minutes, maybe under 40 minutes. Played the hits. Played some newer shit. Killer. They played killer. They sounded killer. George, hilarious as always. And then Meshuggah. Meshuggah was fucking wild. They were incredible. They had a beautiful array of lights and laser lights, kind of like Tool or Rush would do. They had these very big, tall, thin scrims that kind of blocked off some of the stage with a big banner in the back. And they crushed it. They absolutely crushed it. Great tour for them. I got, spoiler alert. Shirt check is from the show. And that's my two shows for now. There's a couple of other things. I did skip Melvin's and Napalm Death on Monday just because I needed a day off from everything. And I didn't band rehearse this week. They rehearsed without me. So hopefully next week I'm back at it. And
I love how you have a New York accent. It's so weird since you're from San Francisco.
It's so adorable.
I'm not from San Francisco. I'm from New York.
They rehearsed without me.
They rehearsed
without me.
Listen, I lived in Boston for 10 years, and I had to like kill my own accent because it was too. People were fucking mad at me.
All right, shirt checks.
Nick,
because this is the only episode in the series that has Cliff Burton wearing my Cliff 'em all T-shirt.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Don't stand up. But yeah, it's the two fists. That's a classic picture.
Don't tell me what to do.
Stand up.
To go to London and buy those.
I'm going to do this now since you both told me to do different things.
You're so weird.
We just completely canceled you out. I'm actually rocking my reissue of an old 70s Kiss.
Is that Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer, or is that Ace and Pete?
No, it's Ace and Pete. Actually,
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive. I trust me. I checked it before I bought it, It's actually a repro from a 70s.
I do this. Look, I do the exact same thing, and lawyer wife does not fucking get it, even a little.
And you can tell.
Oh, totally.
Like
totally.
The minute you look, like you're like Thayer.
Yep.
Ace, Thayer. The worst is when they kind of mix them sometime. They'll do like Ace and then Singer.
Oh, when you get Tommy Frailer.
Or you get
Frailer.
Yeah, you get Ace.
Okay, let's like Keefy. Shut up.
I'm pretty sure it's a Dynasty
Krisker
era shirt if you look at the Ace.
It is not. That is that's Destroyer.
No, this is Destroyer. It's got the
100%.
pointed. It's got the pointed downward thing.
100,000,000,000%.
He didn't have the big shoulder pads.
Okay.
Like for
okay.
My
shirt is a Meshuggah shirt, maroon, immutable. Meshuggah logos here. Meshuggah on the sleeve. There's some writing cool down the back. I splurged for a long sleeve. It was expensive, but like I've been making all my karaoke hosting tips went to this shirt, so that's what I did.
Good job. Host karaoke? I didn't even know that.
I've been talking about it. I've been posting.
You've been talking about doing karaoke.
I do karaoke.
I don't surf Instagram anymore.
I'm hosting karaoke also.
I mean, I surf Instagram a lot. Everybody should follow me.
But you're in our group chat where he talked about it.
He didn't talk about hosting it that I saw.
You'll see. Okay.
Anyway, okay. Let's talk about 1998. I'm just going to set this up very briefly, and then we'll go to the albums, and then we'll go to the 3. Metallica releases Live Shit, Binge, and Purge. I know I've backed up the truck a little bit. But what was in that was the booklet. And in the extraordinarily long-form book, which contained the tour writer of the Wherever I May Roam tour, which was interesting to read in 1993. And the last page, it had every single release by Metallica. It had every album release, every EP release, and every single release up to that point. And this is the era when non-album singles and non-album B-sides still exist. So at which point, those of us who missed out on Garage Days Revisited, those of us who missed out on the And Justice for All singles, we started, and even the Black Album singles, this is when we started to get into a frenzy. People like me, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I buy a lot of records. And I worry about how many records I have, and I wanted everything by Metallica. I fucking needed it. It was like Pokemon, and I couldn't get it. So I'd call into the mosh and say, "Would you play Bread Fan by Metallica?" So I tape it. And they would. And then I did not realize the song was over when they hit that melodic part in the middle. So I had to call back next week. Would you play Bread Fan by Metallica? Years later, finally, Kirk Hammett announces in probably Guitar World, because that's the only magazine I read at that time, that they were remastering and re-releasing everything from Garage Days Revisited up through the Load non-album B-sides, which were the Lemmy's 50th birthday party. And then they announced 6 months later, oh yeah, by the way, we threw another whole album on it. So now it's a double record, or on vinyl, triple LP. So that's my setup. Let's get on to the year. Is there anything important from that year we need to discuss?
I don't know if this is part of the story of the album, but I'll just say I met Metallica during the signing for Garage Inc.
Oh, Keefy met Metallica, did he?
Oh, tell us.
And they autographed my bass, and I've told this story on YouTube a few times.
Did you get a reach around? They get that in Starfish?
I offered them. My band manager was going to blow Lars, giving him our demo tape he had just launched Blackened Records.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he just had blown his load.
No, he just had his son Miles, and he was flirting with our band manager, which she was a whore. But anyway, it's okay.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a lady.
Was she really going to take one for the team?
She tried to take 5 for the team when she went on Testament's bus and tried to fuck them all. They don't remember it, so it was probably unremarkable pussy. But anyway,
they don't remember it.
Okay. Let's.
It's not a family show, and it never has been.
Wow, and you thought I had some fucking horn dog talk, man.
I'm not.
This is
I'm far from
but he's telling stories about other people rather than the. Wow, Jesus Christ.
She tried to ruin the band. So, like, don't ever let your girlfriend pretend to be the manager of the band when I was the actual person getting shit done. So long story short,
Polly.
Metallica's going to do a signing at the Virgin Megastore at Times Square.
At the Virgin Megastore, okay.
We had 2 Virgin Megastores in Manhattan at that time. I met Anthrax at the.
Oh, look at you, 2 stores.
2 stores. Well, New York, we're just fucking better than everybody. So you had to go pre-buy the record a month earlier or 3 weeks earlier. Buy the thing. Then you had to line up to get a bracelet at like 5 a.m. in late November in New York City.
Well, at least it's just like one step, just one thing you got to do.
Then we got bracelets. We were like the 15th people online. It was me and 3 other friends, including former drummer, best friend, and band manager. I'm still friends with 2 of the 3, not the band manager whore. And then we wait for 5 fucking hours to meet Metallica. We snake all through the store to the basement.
Is this when you got like the band name to James? Is it this story?
Yeah, I gave him a hard time. It's not
we have recycled this one a minute.
Have we? We haven't.
No, this has been recycled a couple times.
I haven't heard it, so
complainer.
It'll be like my first
story
time
about meeting Metallica. I met them a couple of times.
How do you know? Maybe I'm just not bragging about it.
No, Nick, you would brag about it. You would absolutely fucking be bragging about it.
I met Metallica.
It would have been I got a tramp stamp of Hetfield. Look at this.
I can't believe I'm holding my newborn daughter. Did you know I met Metallica? That's what Nick would do.
Nick's like, do you see my 4 cats? I named them all after Metallica.
Okay, you know what? Reality check. I met Dave Grohl. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. All right, really quick. We meet Metallica. I'll give them the Cliff's Notes version. I bring my bass guitar. You can only bring the booklet of the new album and 1 other thing to sign. They limited it to 2. I brought my guitar. Lars was nice. Kirk was nice. He mistakenly tried to sign the lacquer body of my bass and not the pick guard. He got a new marker and signed it. I shook his hand. He had like little girl hands, like baby fingers.
Oh my God.
Little fingerless gloves. And then I saw Jason, and Jason was fucking stoked to see that I had a bass. He's like, nobody brings a bass. I was like, oh, dude, I play all the songs just like you, except I don't use a pick that much. He's like, I didn't write any of them. I was like, no, you did write a few of them. My Friend of Misery and Black and did stuff like that. And I just see James is just mad. Now, I know they flew across the country overnight. They did Stern at 3 a.m. And James is just unhappy. And I was offended that he was so unhappy. Like, there's $1 million of people worth of buying records in the store, plus everything else they bought that day, right? Like, why are you so mad? He just seemed shitty. So I know that James and Lars particularly hated to hear about Jason doing other projects at that time. So I was like, hey, James, did you hear Jason on the new Sepultura record? He's awesome. No. And Jason's laughing already. He's like getting ready.
Wait a minute. Is that real?
That's real.
Yeah,
really?
That's real.
Jason is on the first Sepultura record without Max.
Without Max, yeah.
Why the fuck did anybody tell me?
Oh, it's a great song. We'll go listen to it right after this.
Ass song?
That would have been a good, solid lineup, though, if he would have been with them. I mean, even though that wasn't going to happen.
This is when he should have just walked out the door because he didn't do anything else anymore. Anyway. Sorry.
Anyway. So I insulted James, and he didn't want to sign my bass.
He didn't sign it?
He didn't want to sign it, and then I apologized, and he signed it. But I have a penchant for picking on some of my heroes when I first meet them. I was a bit of a dick until my 30s. Now I'm much kinder and nicer.
I was a bit of a dick till I met my wife because she would not stand for it.
I bet. So that's my story about how I met Metallica. You can see the picture if you're Facebook friends with me, or I'll put it on my gram. Let us do a very quick, because we've done it again recently. Let us do the albums of 1998. We literally just
not a good year. Not a good year.
Really quick, I don't know if it's not a good year. There were some great ones, but
I do know
it's a better year than most.
Yay or nay, you have it or you don't, or if you like it or not.
Just yay or nay. Just yay or nay. Yes, you like it. Yes, have it. Yay, have it.
Chemical
$1.
Nay.
Yay.
Converge when forever comes crashing. Yes.
Nay.
My Arms, Your Hearse, Opeth, yes.
Nay.
Sound of Perseverance, Death, yes.
No.
Nay.
Obscura, Gorguts, great band, great album.
Again, no.
Nay.
Amongst the Catacombs of Nephron Ka by Nile.
Love that title, no.
That sounds like a Carcass title.
The
Great
lead
album.
guitar player of Nile looks like my late Aunt Peg.
They have different lead guitar players now. One sent from the Golden Hall, Amon Amarth.
No.
Nay.
Cruelty and the Beast, Cradle of Filth.
No. He really does.
The probable best record by Clutch, The Elephant Riders.
No.
Power Trip by Monster Mag. Don probably has it. I have it.
Which one?
Power Trip Monster Mag.
Yes.
Mother.
Do you feel like an animal?
Beat Voodoo by King Diamond. Horrible.
Oh God!
Oh, you know Nick loves that one.
No. Motherfuck you, Don.
It's better than Lulu. Mechanical Animals.
No.
Marilyn Manson.
No.
Virtual 11. Iron Maiden.
Dude, this is a fucking terrible record.
Probably one of the most underrated bands of all time. Nothing Face, an audio guide to everyday atrocity.
Oh, for a second I thought you were talking about Iron Maiden. No.
I thought you were talking about Aunt Peg.
Gore Metal Exhumed. You guys are not helping.
Dead.
You want it to go faster, you need to stop bullshit.
Come on, Keith, hurry.
Discouraged Ones, Catatonia.
No.
The best album by Nightwish, Oceanborn.
No.
Liked by everyone but me in the hardcore scene, Imprint by Vision of Disorder.
No.
I don't even know who that is.
Hellbilly Deluxe by Rob Zombie.
No.
One good song.
No.
Self-titled debut album from System of a Down.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No.
Spiders.
This is an amazing fucking record. Sewn Mouth Secrets by Soylent Green.
No.
I heard half of this record last night. Chaos Fear by Meshuggah.
No.
Garage Inc. we know about.
Yes.
Killing on Adrenaline, Dying Fetus.
No.
Obsolete by Fear Factory.
No.
The F Record by Morbid Angel.
No.
They stopped being good after C.
Cold, self-titled debut. Cold.
No.
Queens of the Stone Age.
No.
Yes. What's wrong with
you? Stop.
Something's wrong with you both.
Collaborate.
Follow the Leader by Korn.
No. No Korn. Distraction.
Suicide by Soilwork.
No.
Beyond Hypothermia by Cave-In.
No.
This was a bad year, by the way, Keith. I mean,
Infinity
Nick,
by Devin Townsend.
No. Devin Townsend has too many records for me to care. It's like Buckethead.
It's like at some point they're all just like the same.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
So let's jump in. I'm gonna lead this album track by track, but before I do, let's just talk about the Load tour, Cunning Stunts, and then Garage Inc. Very calculated. Like, do you think Garage Inc. was always planned, or do you think it was kind of a reaction to the reaction of Load and Reload? Let's do something safe.
That's a really good question. I'm going to say it was likely a reaction because the Garage Revisited and Garage Days Revisited were both very quickly recorded at times of upheaval. So I think Incorporated was a reaction. Okay, let's give the fans these songs they've been asking for. Let's and let's take some time to that's my opinion. So I'm going to stick with that.
All right. So I actually, part of me wants to think it was pretty calculated, like in the moment though. Like, I don't think it was a very long standing thing, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing the point on this, but I kind of feel like that maybe this was even kind of done to appease people like me, like the kind of older fans who were like, I'm kind of jumping off this ride. I'm not super excited about Load. Reload, you kind of fucked up. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we're going to reissue Garage Days, but we're going to put some extra cool shit on it. And I will be honest, I never listened to this. Like, I've heard it in spots, from over the years, like especially the older shit. I was very happy with it. I thought it was fun. I mean, I thought it was very carefree in a lot of its delivery, and it kind of made me wish that or almost gave me a little false hope, I guess, that I was like, okay, maybe they'll go back to this, and they didn't. But for what it is,
they didn't go back to it until Death Magnetic 10 years later.
Right. And so
over 10 years later.
Right. And so, like I said, like I didn't really listen to this that much, like when it came out, but I do remember, a lot of the songs. And I just remember thinking like, this is cool. They're hinting at something, and they weren't. It just didn't happen. But
there was no payoff.
As a release, I have to say, especially coming off of, I don't know, like it was the perfect rebound after Reload for me, I think.
That's kind of what I think. And then on top of that, when we saw the different influences of Metallica at that time, they brought out things like Nick Cave and Tom Waits and yada yada yada. So I think it was a pivot. I don't think it was planned.
I think they always wanted to re-release Garage Days Re, which we'll talk about when we get to side 2. But I think the new covers was definitely choices, right? And I think surprisingly good choices overall. Obviously, the only one that was not recorded specifically for this release was the Tuesday's Gone, the Skinner cover they did for charity in San Jose Radio. But which I have some comments about that cover. Generally good, but also sometimes not. And it was interesting. It's a double record. It was very expensive on CD in the late 90s. Again, I paid 40 something bucks for this, and then I did get to meet them, which was wonderful. But like,
don't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't that much, but I mean, St. Louis, probably 25.
Very expensive. No, it was much more. And then we'll talk about the tour after, but let's just bang through the list, and you guys can comment briefly. I have some thoughts also.
All right,
just a way to make money for their friends by reissuing this thing and re-recording some new things and just incentivizing money and royalties. Opens the entire first side is all the new stuff except for Tuesday's Gone. So Free Speech for the Dumb by Discharge, one of James's favorite bands. It's 2 minutes and 36 seconds, thankfully. Nick?
I like this song. It unfortunately sounds too much like fucking 2025. Which hurts. Idiocracy.
Oh, the song. I didn't know what you meant musically. No. Okay. It's pretty punk rock, right? For them. They do like a lot of punk rock. Don, thoughts?
I gave it a 7 out of 10. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay, we don't need rankings for each song.
Yes, but the ADHD in me, for some reason, I'm all about number rankings.
Don,
this week.
I always have an excuse.
Look, next week I'm going to judge everything by penis size. So,
I'm Nick.
Wow.
I am completely partial to Metallica, and I can't be objective. So
I'm Nick, and everyone looks like Aunt
Lulu.
Peg.
Both of you need to go.
Fuck you, Keith. Okay, I was just on your side for a second. Now I'm not.
No,
anyway,
only the dude from Nile looks like
side.
Aunt Peg. Only the guy from Nile, the only original member in Nile right now. He looks like my fucking Aunt Peg. He weighs about 300 pounds. He's got gray hair. He looks like Aunt Peg before she died.
He's 50-something years old. He has blonde hair. And for a guy that I don't think went to college much, has an encyclopedic knowledge of ancient Egypt. And
look, Brother Man did a good work. That's fine. He still looks like my late Aunt Peg.
Okay, Nick. Thank you. Anyway.
Moving along.
Totally.
So, Free Speech for the Dumb. My only other complaint about this was that it just sounded too slick for being such a great punk song.
The whole record
been less produced. Well, again, Bob Rock.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Bob Rock is guilty of everything. Everything guilty as charged. Produced by James Hetfield, Bob Rock, Lars, Metallica, and Mark Whitaker, who was the engineer at the time for them.
Do we like Bob Rock at this point, or are we done?
I met Mark Whitaker.
Not Mark Whitaker.
Definitely over Bob Rock. After Load and Reload, they needed to get rid of
Yeah.
That's probably fair. Okay. Next track.
Next track. It's Electric. Another Diamond Head song.
So, like, I'm driving in my car, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned is electric. And it occurred to me like 2 weeks ago, I was talking about how I listened to Fuel in my electric car cranked up really loud. So you know what I fucking did? I rolled down my windows and cranked It's Electric. And as I'm driving down Broadway, going to pick up the kid through Soulard, nobody noticed. But this is a great song, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
It's a great song. Okay.
Pedal to the metal, 45 miles an hour. Cranking.
Hey. My car's pretty fucking fast.
It's not a Tesla, is it?
Would you
No, it's not
have
a
would you
Tesla. I
have
got a
known
Leaf.
this song or any other Diamond Head song besides Am I Evil before this song came out? Covered by Metallica.
No.
Didn't Metallica have a demo years ago? It was like a rough demo that they covered "Sucking My Love."
It was possible.
Am I just making that up?
Don, talk about this song. Move forward.
Anyway, I'm with Nick, dude. This song is a fucking banger, man. I gave it 8 out of 10. It was fucking killer. I actually listened to it twice because it was so good.
I know that Lars and James love these guys, and it's a good song, but like I don't know if it's that highly rated to me. But okay. Bought these guys a house. I'm super happy about it.
Like 2 or 3 houses.
Then finally, the first good song of the album, Sabracadabra, which is a mashup of Sabracadabra and A National Acrobat by Black Sabbath.
If my wife were slightly metal, this would have been our wedding song.
Yeah, for sure. This is a great song. And a great cover.
As it is, it's just our song from my point of view.
Sure.
Great song. Love this one. She has never heard it, although I've sent her links.
She won't listen.
So wait,
she will not. She will not.
So is this a walking down the aisle, a first dance, or a conception song? Which one?
Okay, you know what? I remember all those things, and I'm gonna leave. I'm stopping right there.
But it was okay. Yeah.
Very personal.
You know what, Don's gonna look. If Don's gonna dig up the fucking bones, I'm gonna hit him with the femur, and then whack him in the nuts with the humerus because it's funny.
The humorous. All right, Sabracadabra. Liked it, didn't love it. I'm very particular about my Sabbath covers, and I thought they did good. But again,
it's a rock and roll cover of a late era Sabbath.
Yes, exactly.
Which Sabbath was never that. It added a nice looseness to it, which Sabbath could never have because Tony Iommi is a dick.
Interesting take. I think this is a great cover, and I am particular about my Sabbath covers, and I like most of them that aren't bad. And I think this is amazing, and I'm going to say this is where you start to actually really appreciate the growth James has made. Despite Load and Reload, James is now an upper echelon rock and metal singer. Phenomenal fucking delivery, great drums, great recording. You hear the fucking bass, thank fucking God. And phenomenal. I think it's phenomenal. And the best song maybe on side one, except for one other. Number 5, putting more money in the coffers of Glenn Danzig's Kitty Litter Fund.
You skipped one. You skipped
one.
Sorry. Turn the page. My bad.
Okay.
I did a Nick.
Do you know who needs fucking money? Not Bob Seger. Not Bob Seger.
Not Bob Seger.
Not doing too well, so I think he does need the money.
Well, he shouldn't have retired then. Come out of retirement. I'll go buy a
health problems.
Look, come out of retirement. I'll buy a ticket.
So turn the page. Turn the Page is a song about being in a rock band and on tour and being miserable, which those guys know something about after doing 300 shows a year for the first 15 years of their career. Nick, your thoughts?
An amazing video and probably conceptually the best. I'm sorry, amazing song. And conceptually probably the best video they ever did.
Starring Don's former wank obsession, Ginger Lynn.
Current wank obsession. Okay, I'm going to take off my headphones while Don talks now.
And it wasn't Ginger Lynn, by the way. It was Christy Canyon, but I will digress.
No, in the video it's Ginger Lynn.
But in the video it's Ginger Lynn. Oh, I thought you were talking about...
No, don't misinform people with your horniness. Come on.
I was about to go watch the video again.
Too fucking horny.
Turn the Page. I love the original. I love the cover. I thought that it was probably one of the most appropriate Metallica covers, which is ironic, but it was just hearing like the delivery.
Hearing Kirk's version of the sax solo.
Oh my God. Incredible.
Haunting. And let me say this particular, I should have said this earlier. This song really helped me get into Bob Seger. I wasn't into Bob Seger. I don't have much. I got a couple live records.
Did we hear this live, Nick? I think we heard this live, didn't we?
No, we did not. We did not.
I feel like they played it.
Did they? I'll look it up.
I just think it's a great
something off of every album, 2 songs off every album, every show.
I don't know. I just think it's a great fucking song, and I thought they fucking nailed it, to be honest. And which one of you said the video was great? Was that you, Nick?
I agree.
Conceptually, that was an incredible video because it almost kind of took Metallica out of Metallica, and it gave them, I don't know, I almost felt like they got transparent for a second. So yeah, I say 9 out of 10.
And good for the Seeger. Good for the Siegs.
Good for Bobby.
You know the story about him that he, just really quick, you know that he thought old time rock and roll was a piece of shit song and he couldn't afford to pay the Muscle Shoals guys. So he gave them the full ownership of the song when they put it out as a hit single. He got nothing. He still gets nothing for it almost.
Really?
Except the live versions that are re-recorded and never played. Huh. So like,
it's his worst song, so it's okay.
But like, it's also his biggest hit song and he gets no money for. Number 5, again, Glenn Danzig, Kitty Litter Fund, Die, Die, My Darling. Fun fact, Omar Cut This has a Die, Die, My Darling single artwork tattoo on his body.
Oh.
Because he loves Misfits more than you and me.
Everybody loves the Misfits more than me. I mean, that's really not that.
Yeah, same.
Terrible taste of music. Continue, Nick.
Eat your own fucking butt.
Eat your dead Aunt Peg's butt.
Eat your fuck, Nick.
One, we don't respect my surrogate mother. We don't disrespect my surrogate mother. 2, what I love about this song is it's 90 seconds.
It's 2 minutes and 29 seconds.
That's too many.
It's great. You're ridiculous.
I actually forgot about it, to be honest. I had to look at my. I mean, it was just a little forgettable.
It was a single.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of.
They
I
had
don't know.
singles off this thing besides.
Turn the page. Whiskey in the
I
jar.
know that one. I know that one. They had more than 2.
They had 3. Because
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I'm looking.
This was actually
Metallica,
a single
they're gonna
release.
12. No.
This is. I don't know. I actually think that maybe if 80s Metallica had cut this, that I probably would have liked it.
It would have been as good as Green Hell, at least.
A lot more. Yeah, but I just feel like this era of Metallica was a little too far away from that.
Little too Lexus. Little too
gritty.
Lexus.
Yes, it was like too Lexus and not enough broke down Gremlin.
Yeah, there we go.
You know. Are
we done? Number 6, and perhaps the most surprising song on here after last week, or last time I was here, when I said that James Hetfield loves Nick Cave and Tom Waits. He Nick Caved correctly, at least in this cover of Loverman by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I love this cover. I surprisingly love this. I was shocked at it. I'm still shocked they did it. It works. James is fantastic. He gets into character, phenomenal vocals, just like everything about this. Shockingly great. Nick.
This song sucks balls and it goes on for 8 minutes.
Yes, true.
Oh,
but it doesn't suck balls. It goes on too long. Don.
Balls.
Nick needs to eat fuck. Which, as we know,
with a C or no C?
It's a no C because it needs to be on head.
Get it?
Oh, you're so clever. No, you're not. Anyway, Loverman, I absolutely fucking love this because I'm also a Nick Cave kind of, Keefy knows where my school of music comes from, and it kind of lies within a lot of that Nick Cave.
A better school than Nick's. That's where it comes from.
Well, Nick's is more like after school program.
Are we talking about me or the different other Nicks?
The other, the Nick. But anyway, great song. I thought it was, and to be honest, at this point, it was like my favorite on that side.
If you don't love Nick Cave, you are a eunuch. Anyway,
fuck you. I have checked both both shows that we attended. No, we did not see that song.
So,
unfortunately, did not take.
Probably Nick's favorite song on side 1 is the Merciful Fate medley.
Whoa. I can only get so erect, and this hurts my dick.
Here is just really quick, just to recap, in case you're not former podcast subject, Merciful Fate, which most of their records are fucking terrible. This song contains...
Sadly true. That is Metallica's sad but true right there.
It's fucking terrible. Satan's Fall, Curse of the Pharaohs, which is fucking immense, A Corpse Without a Soul, Into the Coven, and Evil. I think 3 of those 5 songs would have been enough, but I didn't need 11 minutes of a rhythm guitar solo, but do tell, Nick, I know, go ahead, Nick, jizz all over this. I know you.
I could have used 15 more minutes of this.
I wish he had more dicks.
I wish I was Spider from the Mighty Boosh who has 8 dicks at once. I don't have enough hands, but I work it out.
Dicks. I love it. All Nick wants is dicks. Dicks everywhere. Give me all the dicks.
You get a dick, and you get a dick, and you get a dick.
Nick gets all the dicks.
They have to be my dicks.
Nick the Dick Cameron.
I need a circle of dicks around my dick.
Nick's backpack has jets. Continue. Just talk about the song now.
Wow.
One, the main riff to Satan's Fall. If you don't love that and crash your car, whenever you hear that, do you even love metal? I do wish we didn't have quite as much ew factor in evil, but you know what? He was born in the cemetery, so whatever. So he's gonna find his wife there. Curse of the Pharaohs. Okay, we're getting a little weird. We're foreshadowing, but this is an amazing medley of covers, and Metallica, I think, is really underrated on how well they do medleys. Either way, this song, 15 to 16 out of 4, best song on the record.
I had to correct myself and say that this was the best. This was by far my favorite, because Curse of the Pharaohs, fucking tits up, baby.
Just for the record, I'm sorry, I just noticed this. Merciful Fate medley was only written by King and Sherman. The other 18 dudes in Merciful Fate, fuck off. No money.
Carry the cases here, bitch. You're nothing to us. I thought it was fucking great, man. You. But I did, Nick, I got to totally agree with you, is that they do the medley thing really well. And I didn't see the show live. I saw it on YouTube or whatever, but it was when they did that show where they had all the special guests come out, you know what I'm talking about?
Metallica 30.
Thank you. And they had King Diamond and wait, was
they had everybody? They had everybody but the drummer.
That's what I thought. Okay, and then they did
Sherman.
Fucking,
they had Sherman, Hanson, and Denner, and King.
Fucking give me more of that Metallica. That's what I want.
Give me a Metallica Merciful Fate collab. I might die.
It'd be called Die.
I might choke on my own dick, or I might break my neck trying to get there. Like Randall's cousin.
Well, why? Because you're gonna have all the dicks around you that you can eat.
There'd never be enough.
Don is sending dicks in the chat. Anyway.
Okay, Mr. Wongberger.
8th song on the record of side 1 is a cover of Blue Oyster Cult's Astronomy, which I fucking love. Blue Oyster Cult. They were right there for me with Sabbath and Zeppelin. I know for nobody else and Floyd, but like they were one of the formative bands of my childhood. No one else. I love Blue Oyster Cult. When they hit right. When they don't hit, they hit way off. But
yeah, they're Foreigner.
Clearly, no, they're better than Foreigner. This is clearly one of their best.
Can somebody call me?
Nobody called you. Get the fuck out of here.
Waiting for the Foreigner news.
You have the wrong one. Where's Mick Guitar Jones? Like, do you not have Mick Guitar Jones? He's got it ready. He's fucking got it ready. Wait.
Can somebody call Mick Guitar Jones? Huh?
This fucking pinstripe jacket I want to come on.
I'm sorry I started all this.
Yeah, Astronomy is awesome. I'm sure neither of you like it based on your reaction.
I like the song. I don't think... I look... yeah, for me, Blue Oyster Cult is Foreigner. When they hit, they hit. They're like right at the Mendoza line. They're like 213 hitters. Is what it is.
I think Blue Oyster Cult is like a one album greatest hits band for me. Like
the
songs that again, like you said, like when they
Foreigner,
hit,
like Foreigner,
hit. You know, like I don't know. I thought this song was actually really quite good. Probably better in my opinion than what I remembered the original being. And I think that they have the tone of that song and the mood overall, super dark and very kind of almost melancholy sound to it. Like, I don't know. I liked it. I liked it. Yeah.
Let's move on.
So the surprise of the album in terms of the popularity and hit of this thing, which I was annoyed at first, and now I'm thrilled. Whiskey in the Jar, traditional Irish song, best known by Thin Lizzy. Nick, former podcast subject, we did an entire episode almost on this whole song, how this changed the whole trajectory of the band and their sound. We fought a lot on that thing, but like this song we didn't fight about. This is the most streamed song on this record. This is the most now best known cover from the band ever. And you know, because I don't think it's unfortunate. I think it's good for Philo and his family.
It's unfortunate because they did
Gorham.
so many better covers that we're going to talk about.
I agree, but like you can't deny that you've seen the live video of them doing this Slaney Castle in Ireland with
Love
Scott
that.
on the guitar.
Love
in the rain.
Yeah, I know.
For St. Patrick's Day, they release it every year on their socials. It goes nuts. It streams like crazy. If you go look at the streaming,
they go nuts in the butts.
It's a great cover. I did it a couple of weeks ago, hosting karaoke.
I have done this song at karaoke. Yeah. When I have just the right amount of Budweisers in me, but I can get that James growl for this song only.
I always want to, put Thin Lizzy forward, but like it's
agreed. I wish they would have done a really great Thin Lizzy song. Imagine Metallica doing Emerald rather than Ace fucking Frehley.
Mastodon did it great, so don't.
Didn't they? Okay. Or you know what? Metallica doing "Boys Are Back in Town" or
"Jailbreak." I don't want to hear that song ever again. "Jailbreak" maybe.
Now, see, "Jailbreak" I would have thought would have been
or something off Black Rose. What they should do next record, Black Rose, with Kirk Hammett playing
Greenie
Gary Moore's guitar.
Yeah.
I think it's actually kind of interesting that Metallica used to come on stage to "Boys Are Back in Town" at this time, by the way. No, I'm not. I don't want them to cover that song. I don't want anyone to cover that song.
The video for this song was terrible. It made no sense.
At a house party in Brooklyn. It's abysmal.
A lesbian heroin party in Brooklyn.
Continue to talk about this, and you should never. You should really.
I will always.
Third mention of this. That's not the focus of the video. That's what you focused on because you were a horrible person. But it's okay.
But was there any cocaine there?
No, it was heroin. Speedballs only.
Yeah,
I actually thought this was terrible. To be honest,
they were trying. Oh, hold on. They were just going to say. I think in their mind, again, Metallica always looks at what other people do and like we could do that better, and they don't. So they did it with new metal. They did it with fucking the loudness wars with the clipping, and they did this. They thought they saw the Prodigy video for "Smack My Bitch Up," and they were like, "We could do that a POV video with a fucking GoPro," and it sucks ass.
Oh my awful.
No, I was just gonna say I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's just not very good. I don't.
Let's just move on then.
And I love Thin Lizzy, but I don't know. I thought they kind of missed it. 3 out of 10.
Ooh,
the only song not specifically recorded for this double album, their cover of "Tuesday's Gone" by Lynyrd Skynyrd, favorite of Cliff Burton. Next shirt topic, written by Alan Collins and Ronnie Van Zant. This was done for a radio show for charity, and this features. This is the "Don't Call Us, We'll Call You" on WKSJO San Jose. And
they did this in San Jose, of all places.
Of all places. And this features...
Fuck San Jose.
Well, I don't know.
But they needed help, Nick.
"Tuesday's Gone" features Metallica featuring on co-lead vocals, Pepper Keenan, backing vocals and guitar, Jerry Cantrell, additional percussion, Sean Kinney of Alice in Chains, Jim Martin from Faith No More, in a rare appearance from Jim.
Oh, wait, he's on this?
Faith No More.
Doing what?
Rhythm guitar. Horrible John Popper of Blues Traveler on harmonica. I'm sure Don loves this fucking band and guy.
Unnecessary.
Gary Rosington from Lynyrd Skynyrd on guitar. Rest in power.
Rosington's here?
And Les Claypool playing banjo.
Is there anybody not on this song?
Not first off, Faithful.
There are way too many instruments. For that song.
It's a Lynyrd Skynyrd song. You need about 47 people to play properly a Lynyrd Skynyrd song.
It's kind of like trying to play the wall. You need 100 people. It's a good cover. I love Pepper getting to sing lead. Jerry sings backup. John Popper is a fucking abomination with his fucking fart harmonica noises. He sucks the life out of everything he's on. Wow. They're fucking coming because of him. They're like, "Oh my God, get it, Pop!" And he's like, sucks so fucking bad.
My favorite John Popper moment.
Still a good cover.
My favorite John Popper moment is when he attacked Quentin Tarantino at an awards show.
That was the best. Best.
And then the best part is Quentin Tarantino, when he wins an award later, plays one of the harmonicas he stole from John Popper. And then the next day he went to the free clinic to get a penicillin shot.
Yeah, well, John Popper sucks.
Check and mate.
Nick, what's your thoughts on this cover, though?
Good track. But I don't think about it much. Does that make sense?
9 minutes long, Jesus.
Too much.
The original is like 7 minutes, so why are they going 9?
Because
I think there's like a minute of them congratulating each other on the fucking.
Yeah, it's like 90 seconds of, hey, Pop, hey, Hit.
hey, fat man.
I think Lars
dick.
is calling James Fatso, actually, in that.
Oh, I thought, they were referring to Pop as.
I assumed it was Popper.
That'd be funny.
All right. Anybody else got anything to say on this one? Because if not, let's move on.
Moving on. The end of side one and the end of the new stuff, we'll call it. The More I See, yet another Discharge song.
I don't need this. Moving on.
Don?
No, I have nothing. 3 out of 10.
It exists.
All right. Now, let's talk about the beginning, the real thing that most Metallica fans wanted. I listened to this bad boy today, getting ready for this.
Keefy, can I jerk you off while I hold that?
No. Well, this is the repress, so you.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. If it was an original press,
no, it's a great repress. It's fucking.
No, it's a repress, not original press. I'm not gonna jerk it.
If it was an original press,
I just got a record with no skips on it. That's brand new. Fuck you.
I'm not gonna jerk somebody off to hold a repressing.
I had the cassette and the CD, so eat my ass. Anyway.
I had the cassette and the CD. Eat my ass.
Good. Nick is lying. Right. He will touch all the dicks.
The 598 Garage.
Only there's 8 in a circle.
May I continue?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Damn, this is why I'm in charge and you're not.
It's my show.
It is your show. So the 598 EP Garage Re was the introduction of Jason Newkid, aka Jason Newsted, into the band. And it was songs that Metallica used to play in their formative years with Mustaine that they told people they wrote. So a lot of people thought this was Metallica's, these first 8 songs were all played by Metallica at shows, the early Root These In, and, you know.
The way James Hetfield described it when I later on in life was, people said we wrote great songs. We weren't going to tell them otherwise.
Yeah, all we had was Hit the Lights. We didn't have anything else, and we did these covers. And Mustaine, I have bootlegs of Mustaine, like, here's our song, Am I Evil? And no one knew what the fuck it was. So, like, really fucking ridiculous.
Was this when James was still doing frontman thing, or was this like
it was
when he moved to guitar? Yeah.
I mean, you know, he was not confident.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
With his bullet belt.
Starting up with, we're gonna run through it. They remastered this from the original tapes, which I think Metallica fans were waiting for. So as we know, we're gonna just go through this. Diamond Head, Helpless.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Agreed. The Small Hours by Holocaust.
I can only get
the least
so
known
erect.
song. The least known song on here is probably The Small Hours.
Can only get so erect.
I have 9 out of 10.
It's the blueprint for Sad But True and Harvester of Sorrow. They might have even ripped off this for Harvester of Sorrow. Might have. Not in this lineup, but I believe that Nico McBrain was a one-time member of Holocaust.
He was, yes. That's very true.
Probably the best song of these
Barbecue
songs.
Pitmaster Nico McBrain.
That's correct.
Yes, he is.
And Stroke Survivor. The Weight by Killing Joke. Rest in peace, Geordie Walker.
Worst song on...
I'm sorry, what?
Worst song on the record.
You're an idiot.
Still 9 out of 10.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what
I'm talking about the EP. Just the EP. It's
my least favorite song on the album.
No, it's 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
I disagree.
8 out of 10. Yeah.
Probably the bass tone people really remember Jason for.
Just came in my
Brain
pants.
Surgery by Budgie. Little known Budgie.
My legs are sticky.
My third testicle descended.
We all love this song. Okay.
I don't even play bass. Fuck you guys.
And then literally made the Misfits popular with metalheads. Last Caress, Green Hell by Misfits.
Yep, bring it on, bitch.
This would have been my wedding song.
Whoa.
Okay. This could still be a wedding
Last
song.
Caress?
If Lizzie gets rid of me, it'll be my next wedding song. So
your next ex-wife. Continuing on, Creeping Death B-sides, the original Garage Days revisited. The B-sides for Creeping Death. Am I Evil, the second best known cover song by Metallica, right?
A little on the Longy Boy side, but yeah.
I don't need the whole ending at the double triple time ending.
I don't need the whole beginning that takes 8 minutes.
I love the beginning.
I love that
do too, but
man.
They could have cut it way down. I don't need except
I guess so.
That actually surprises me because Nick, you're like a sucker for like the whole like fade in intros, like everything.
I love
big.
it, but you know what? I don't need it every day.
Yeah, there was a period of time where they played
not
this
beer. It's not
every
beer.
show I saw them for the first bunch of shows. And then probably what I consider to be the weakest song of all these songs,
Really?
Blitzkrieg by Blitzkrieg. I think this song is average.
If I could, Am I Evil was on all the things. These two songs were on one of the early Electra versions of Kill 'Em All. So
Kill 'Em All.
Kill 'Em All. So my cassette copy of Kill 'Em All that I had on Electra Records had these songs. I lost Blitzkrieg when I switched to CDs because it was no longer. When they re-released it on CD, they took off those two songs, and it took until I got this back to get Blitzkrieg. And Blitzkrieg was the one song I knew I was missing that I loved so much, which means I am completely an unreliable narrator on this song. 15 out of 4.
Way too long. Continued on.
Like I'm hard pressed to actually remember it. I mean, I remember it, but like
fire it up the Blitzkrieg.
I still think it was that great. I mean, but again, it's like 7 out of 10 though for me. But real quick, was this the B-side to One or was it Bread Fan?
No,
we're about to do One.
Oh, that's what.
Both of these songs were the B-side to Creeping Death.
Yes, 84. And then reissued when Elektra took over Metallica.
Okay, that's what it was. That's what. Okay,
and they put out. They technically put out Kill 'Em All and Elektra right before they went on tour with that Ozzy tour.
And side 1 had Am I Evil after Whiplash. Side 2 had Blitzkrieg after Metal Militia.
Okay, that's what I was.
That is your contribution, Nick. Very good. Okay,
thank you.
Nick the historian. That's all you're good for because your taste is terrible and your Aunt Peg's a whore. Anyway,
that's a bit far, sir.
Now we get the 4 best covers on this thing beside Garage Re. Bread Fan, also an opener and a closer for Metallica, ripped off by the Red Hot Chili Peppers for their song Warped.
Yeah, but you know what? They ripped it off great, and I love that song too.
I do.
Bread Fan is like one of my favorite Metallica covers, and it was like this hidden thing, and it was like the first like hidden Metallica cover I heard. Love it, love it, love it. It's a bit long. It's a bit long considering how fast it is in the good parts. That middle part is not necessary, but you know, still 8 out of 10.
I think 10 out of 10.
We didn't talk about the Animal Noise guitar solo of Animal Noises in Crash Course, but yes, you're right. The middle section of Bread Fan unnecessary.
Talk about that.
And Metallica never played it live. They always played the fast parts, and they didn't do the middle part.
That's right.
Lars needed to take a piss. Also a B-side to One and covered many times in the basement of Laconia Avenue in the Bronx with Curtis Dunlap, my BFF for life. The Prince, also by Diamond Head. Great fucking riff, great song. I discovered this song because of the One single, and I fucking love it, but it's probably not for everybody.
Super forgettable for me. Sorry.
Not forgettable for me as well, but I do want to step back real quick. Was it Bread Fan? I loved Bread Fan. I loved it even more when I saw them on the Live Shit tour, and they opened with it.
Yeah,
it's fucking incredible.
They opened with it on the Reload tour as well.
Did they really?
Yeah, on Reload tour as well.
Fantastic.
Maybe second song.
Bread Fan and So What alternating openers and closers for
live at Webster Hall. He walks out and he starts to show Metallica family, you're here. One more thing, and they just go into it. It's like motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Next in Stone Cold Crazy.
All right, Keith. Stone Cold Crazy by Queen, as we know.
Fully Loaded Tommy Gun.
Did they win the Grammy for this one?
Yes, they
did. Mercy Grammy.
Yeah.
And then we got to see James do it at the Concert for Life with the remaining members of Queen, which was great.
Okay, I feel like you have described everything important about this song.
That's probably true. I love it.
Moving on.
No notes. Well, I mean, Don, do you have any thoughts?
To me, I kind of put Stone Cold Crazy up there with like Bread Fan in the sense that it sounds like a song that was supposed to be a Metallica tune. Like they did great on it.
Yeah, sounds good. I like that.
9 out of 10.
Moving on.
The most foul lyrical anything Metallica has ever done.
Had to roll up the windows today. Had to roll up the windows.
So what? If you're driving by a school, don't let children hear this song.
Nope, don't play that by a school.
Anti-Nowhere League. I mean, you gotta give them some credit to their deep cuts and these covers of these punk. They're
all deep cuts.
Yeah, well, they're exceptional choices. They could have did Cro-Mags. They could have did I mean, we just lost Al Baril of SSD.
DRI. Could have done DRI.
I mean, they could have even gone Predictable.
James was a big fan
friends
of
with
DRI.
They were peers with them. They could have did Suicidal, which they have done. Memories of Tomorrow.
What's Suicidal?
Live,
Oh, okay.
but not recorded.
No, another great song. This is like one of those things that we heard back when non-album B-sides still existed. And one of the world changed things that happened was killing the non-album B-side.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this modern world. Fuck this brave new world. I want to go to the Savage
Garden
Sanctuary. No, not the Savage Garden. I'm doing Aldous Huxley, motherfucker.
Don, do you have any thoughts on this now that Nick has derailed us completely again?
That this is a good example of kind of in some way where Nick was kind of going with it. It was that I loved that this was like the age of innocence still was when the song came out, because it was the song that we all heard about.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we actually got to hear it. Like we had
this
heard
song
about
had
this
me
song.
like buying random Metallica singles, hoping to God I got
that
something
is
good.
Exactly
and
what
instead
I did.
what I ended up getting was One and Eye of the Beholder on side A and side B of an album that I already had those two songs on.
Yeah. Well, you also bought a single, so that's
it was a Back in Time Pink single. What the fuck was I thinking?
One last set of thoughts. Nick's favorite lyric in So What is "I even sucked an old man's cock," while Don's favorite lyric in So What is "I even fucked a schoolgirl's twat."
Whoa!
Twat.
Jesus Christ, superstar!
I'm not the one with the fucking dick fetish, Nick.
Number 12.
I just had a
Killing Time by Sweet Savage, featuring Vivian Campbell, later of Dio, and then finally Def Leppard.
Earlier of Dio.
I don't think so. I think he's in Dio after this.
After the album, after the song that he wrote. Yes, that is correct. It's a song that happened. I don't really need it. I mean, it's not Merciful Fate, and they should not.
Okay. Don, any thoughts on Killing Time, which is repeated over and over in the chorus? Killing Time!
Are there any other words? I mean, like, really?
Terrible. Sure. I thought it was terrible, to be honest.
Okay, let's...
Sweet Savage is such a lame band anyway.
Nick, don't interrupt me. I will stomp you out over the screen. I'm finishing this. Yeah, just behave today, man. Y'all were able to do whatever the fuck you wanted last week. I heard everything.
Now Keefy's like,
Keef
hammer down.
Swear, and Keef makes us swear, and Keef is this and this and that. Well, shut the fuck up.
Keef is gonna give us an bitch slap.
I'm gonna fucking fist you in the asshole with no lube. Anyway,
I'm married, sir.
Motorhead.
This is a Wendy's.
No,
sir, this is a Wendy's.
This is a Rally's.
Give me a Baconator triple.
Give me some fucking delicious fries.
Sorry, this is a Rally's.
Fuck Trump. Rally's. Good fries. Fuck the rest of their food. Is disgusting. I used to drink at Duff's like all night on a Friday, and then go to Rally's at like 4 a.m. for a burger, fries, and a shake, and shame eat that on the train ride home.
Dude, if you shame eat Rally's
did you walk through the drive-thru to get it?
No, they had a storefront, no drive-thru. Brooklyn, there's no drive. Very few drive-thrus in Brooklyn.
Nobody drives in New York. There's too much traffic.
No, a lot of people drive in New York. I see what you
joke. It's a joke.
Closing out the record with their 4 Motorhead covers they did for Lemmy's birthday as Motorheadache, where they all wore Lemmy wigs and mustaches. I think it was very funny.
The problem with the songs,
besides of Hero of the Day, which is also fucking terrible.
The problem with these songs is that they exist.
The problem with these songs is it's not Motorhead doing them. Here's a question. Riddle me this.
Awful.
Why did Metallica have Lemmy play with them for his birthday, but not invite him to Yankee Stadium or Indio for the
Do you know what song Lemmy joined them on?
Was it Overkill?
Nope.
Oh, then I don't.
Ace of Spades.
Oh, well, it's not on here.
No, it's not. Do you know who the MC of that show was?
I don't know.
Please don't say Eddie Trunk.
I wasn't there.
No, it's worse. Worse
Jim
than
Florentine.
Eddie Trunk.
Get it out. I hate guessing.
Tom Arnold.
Oh, fuck.
I had a bootleg of all the songs.
Yeah, and I
including
have this somewhere. Yeah,
that is not worse than Eddie Trunk. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. It's Tom fucking Arnold.
Okay, so we're just judging this as not the Motorhead song, but the Metallica covering Motorhead. Obviously, the second best known song by Motorhead is Overkill. The band Overkill took their name from this. What's your thoughts on Metallica covering Overkill?
Bad.
Don.
I skip all of these songs every time.
So Don.
Right across the board, bad. And I even wrote to quote Nick, "Fuck it in its asshole." Like, ouch. I did not like these songs.
Okay, that's a Jim Morrison quote, by the way.
Okay. So
by way of
Overkill
Nick.
is competently played and a very good bass solo, important bass solo by my dude Jason Newkid. Damage Case, which I think is actually the best of one of these covers. But again, Nick's bad, Don bad.
That's just the prettiest turd in the bowl.
Okay. Stone Deaf Forever, Too Long is an original, definitely not a good cover. And Too Late is solid, not spectacular.
That's really kind.
I just think it was. I think this was a bad sequencing idea. To be totally honest.
No, it's this. It's bad. It's not sequencing. Well, it's just date, bad.
Yeah, it's not in date order, which is one thing. But
no, I meant. Well, actually, no. I take it back. It is actually good sequencing order because it puts the least good stuff for me on the heavy. Back end of, so it's like bad. You can just stop.
I mean, I would never have bought the Hero of the Day single anyway. So fuck that.
So remember the guy that said earlier that Nick can't be objective about Metallica?
No, barely. No, barely. You barely can. No.
Eat your own fucking butt.
Proven to me by Reload and Load.
You know what? Eat Don's butt.
I mean, I bet Don's butt is probably delicious.
I just showered.
Like patchouli and a rotten dirty penny and an old lady.
Okay.
Caramel.
Dirty
okay. Wait, I'm sorry.
It does have a metallic taste to it.
I'm sorry. Way too much Don's asshole horn talk.
I'm metal. I am so metal that my ass tastes metallic.
Lawyer wife is waiting for me to go watch the Blues game.
That's a you problem.
It's an ish me, and I'm gonna make it an ish you.
Any final thoughts about this record before I take us home?
Absolutely love this album. I was so thrilled that they finally gave me top to bottom all the stuff I missed out that I couldn't buy. The Overkill tracks are completely unnecessary. There are some squiffy covers, some bad choices here and there, but overall, I would call this a strong 8 out of 10, which for a triple LP, double CD, that's a really damn good rating in my opinion.
Donald.
So if Reload was like the hot chick in school who fucked like a limp mattress, this is the girl that went to band camp. Like, this is like...
Where'd she put the flute, Don? Where did she put the flute?
In her pussy, man. We all knew that.
Okay.
At one time at band camp?
But anyway, seriously, like, I thought it was nice redemption. It was a total, like, a rebound, I would like to say. I just wish it would have been more of a hint of what was to come, and it wasn't. So
okay. Fair enough. I'm going to say that side 1 has 11 songs. Side 2 should have only had 11 or 12. I could see keeping Killing Time on here because they're fond of it. I don't need the Overkill songs. And I don't really need Killing Time. But okay. Next week, join us, and Don is welcome to join us again as we fuck this series into the ground with S&M.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
nobody told me we were doing that.
We've been known we're doing it.
Nobody told me we were doing this either. But hey,
I'm glad that I got out of doing Lulu because fuck that album and fuck anyone who likes it.
You should. If I have to do S&M, you should have had to do Lulu. Fuck me.
We should actually have to do like Lulu 2, the Electric Boogaloo, and bring Keefy into it.
There's no such thing, and I will never participate in this. And Don and Nick can do. On Don's podcast, Dark Side of the Go Fuck Yourself Roger album. Anywho,
oh my God. You know what? You will no longer eat my asshole. You are going to solely be stuck to like one of Nick's 30 dicks that are surrounded.
Ozzy Osbourne's asshole.
No, you're going to have to lick Louis's ass. You're going to have to eat Louis the Ninth's asshole.
Oh,
the 17-year-old cat we have.
Cat's not going to make it to my next visit, probably. Anywho, I am your co-host, dude.
Awfully cavalier with my family and their lives today. I was going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I unlike Nick's dead Aunt Peg, who's a whore. I am your co-host from GhostCultMag.com.
She did raise me, for the love of God.
Ghost Cult Mag.
She popped a lot of pills, though.
She raised you. She did a bad job because you like some shit music, bro. Anyway, you know where to find me. You know where to find Nick Cameron. You know where to find Don Leaumont, our extra host. He's not a fucking he's not a simp. He's not a chimp. He's our dude. He's an extra guy here. We love him. Don't be mean to him. We need him. And
I just want to know where this Aunt Peg is. Bring Aunt Peg to me.
Thomas Baker. With that out of the way, you've been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It doesn't play in Peoria, and Aunt Peg will never fuck in Peoria again, even though she probably fucked the whole town.
But I got Isle of Capri playing cards from Boonville, Missouri.
Fuck Aunt Peg.
Well, that was supposed to be next week's news, Nick, but so you'll have to come up with something new.